As we know, tech and water don't mix. And so whenever I'm out on the lake, enjoying the summer sun, near the water's edge, I always have this anxiety that I'm just gonna... I dropped it. And that anxiety doesn't just come from nowhere. According to phone insurer Asurion, water-related claims go up 80% in the summer months, which is great if you pay for cell phone insurance, but let's be real, nobody does. I sure as hell don't. And so, if the worst happens, that's it. Or is it? It's why I want to meet a person who was able to get her phone back and working.
You could drop it in a lake, you never know.
Her name is Fatemeh Gadzi, and her phone's resurrection made waves through the tech media quite simply because of how long it spent underwater. 6 months. And now?
So here's the phone. It's a white iPhone 11. And as you can see, it's perfectly in shape. It looks almost as good as my new one. But if you look at it like in certain spots, like right here, you can definitely see like some rusting that went on from like being underwater. But otherwise, it still charges perfectly fine. And when I got it back initially, from Clayton, I took it home. The microphone wasn't working. Speaker was super muffed.
This story happened much like you'd expect on a nice day at the end of last summer, with the enticing prospect of fun on bumper boats. Very risky.
So we're out on the water, and then I'm, enjoying it, taking pictures of the view, and then this oncoming boat actually started spraying water onto me, and then I totally lost balance, freaked out, and then I dropped my phone in the water, and I couldn't even believe it when I dropped it. It hit me and I just wanted to cry then, but more than that, I didn't have any backups or anything. Oh,
so you didn't have an iTunes or an iCloud backup at all?
No, I actually didn't.
Oh no.
Yeah, I did. I noticed that for a while I was saying that it's not backing up, but I was thinking I have to get to that. But I didn't obviously ever consider that, today is the day where I'm gonna lose everything and I should have backed it up sooner.
So how did she get it back and working? Well, it was a knight in a shining wetsuit. His name is Clayton Helkenberg, and he's an avid freediver.
It's definitely a hobby of mine just to swim, but the more I was swimming and the more sunglasses and phones and stuff I was finding, also the more trash we were finding.
Oh, a vape. Still got some juice in it. But with the trash, one can also find treasure, and Clayton finds all sorts of things: drones, GoPros, sunglasses, and phones. Like these two Clayton found for us. But before we look at them, let me introduce you to our sponsor, Setapp. Setapp is the app subscription service that gives you access to high-quality paid apps for as little as $10 a month. So if you're trying to take more control of your personal finances or be more organized at work and you're having trouble parsing through the millions of apps and services on the market, Setapp always has the right premium app for your Mac or iOS device. Try Setapp free for 7 days by clicking the link below. So back to these phones. One is an iPhone 10 and the other an iPhone 7. This, in fact, was the first iPhone to get an official IP67 rating thanks to the solid-state home button and the courageous removal of the headphone jack. I think it was a major help in this story. The IP code is defined by the International Electrotechnical Commission Standard number 6052-9. Oh, look, they turned on. Okay, sorry if this is getting a little boring, but you've probably seen the IP code on cell phone spec sheets. It has a meaning. The first number specifies the level of protection from solids, and the second specifies protection from water. So if a device has a rating of IP11, it means that it's protected against an object larger than 50 millimeters, or a hand. And it's protected against falling drops of water. Yep, this is at least IP11. Sorry. At IP67, it means that these are completely dust tight and protected from water ingress at up to 1 meter depth for 30 minutes. Apple hasn't even stopped there though. Any iPhone above the XS is rated at IP68, which allows for depths of greater than 1 meter. So, an iPhone 12 is rated at up to 6 meters. 11 Pros are rated at 4 meters, and Fatemeh's 11 at 2 meters, which incidentally was about the depth her phone was at for all those months. I guess then what's like the ratio of stuff in pretty decent condition versus?
Oh, it's pretty low. It's pretty low. So for, let's say, the 200 pairs of sunglasses I probably found 20 that were in usable condition, I would say, give or take.
And then what about for the ratio of like phones or tech you find underwater?
So GoPros to start with, GoPros always work. I have not found an unworking GoPro yet. iPhone 11s, I found 3 of them, all 3 of them worked. I have 1 working iPhone 10, but I think it was S8 or S9 that briefly worked, and then it decided to shut off again. Last year I sent 2 big boxes to a guy in I think he's in Ontario or something like that. His channel is the Phone Guru, and he was able to fix a whole bunch of them actually. Plan to send him some more in the future when I get some better ones, but gotta wait for the summer to people drop some better working phones.
Okay, so this iPhone 7 appears to be fine, but it's locked, so I can't get in, obviously. And then this iPhone 10, well, when I first plugged it in, it was boot looping like crazy, and I put it into restore mode and tried updating it, because I don't want to delete anything that's on here, but I can't really get that to work. And if I were to restore it completely, then it means I wouldn't be able to get the person's data back to them. So let's see if we can reach out to them. Where do I start?
Yeah, so what I do with phones, hers, it just turned right on, which was kind of cool, but iPhone has quite a good lock system, so I'm not cracking that code anytime soon. So what I do with all phones is I just take the SIM card out and I plug it into an old phone, and I have a SIM card reader in that, and it just shows me the phone number that the phone's registered to, and I just call the phone or text the phone, and if somebody answers, awesome, and she answered right away, and yeah, it's cool, that's how that works.
Okay, so I got this Android phone to do this, so let's switch the SIM cards here. Okay, and let's take this one out. Huh, it's an AT&T SIM card. I wonder what that means. Put this in here. Okay, it looks like we got service. There's no number on here, it's blank. Does that mean it's an old SIM card? Okay, so it's an American phone. Maybe it's not connected to an American network, and we live close to the border. Let's see if that works. Blank. Darn it. I was hoping to get that phone back. Okay, that didn't work, so let's try the next SIM card. Okay, it's got service. If I try phoning this number, it's ringing. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my gosh. I got some text messages.
Put the number of the guy who sent message to this phone.
This is a lot harder than I was expecting. I mean, how did Clayton do it with Fatemeh's phone? You got your new phone in December, and then a couple months later, what happened?
It was a normal day, I was just chilling, and then I get a text saying, "Hi, my name is Clay. Did you lose a cell phone in Harrison Lake?" So it was just really, really odd that someone was asking me about this thing that happened 6 months ago and knew exactly where I lost it. I almost genuinely felt like someone's trying to, I don't know, lure me into somewhere.
But all it was Clayton trying to return a phone back to their rightful owner, hopefully with all its photos and memories intact.
I don't know like how to feel about receiving something that I was definitely heartbroken to lose, and it was such a stressful time. I just felt like a lot of memories or pieces of a big time in my life were just kind of given back to me. So I was just mostly grateful for that. And then I was also thinking like, now what do I do with the second phone?
So what does it feel like when you return a phone to someone?
It's awesome. Some of the reactions are just people are in total disbelief sometimes, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
Too bad I won't be getting the same reactions myself.
I don't have a lot of Apple stuff at all. Like I used to have an iPod and that was about it. But yeah, those iPhone 11s, like Apple makes a crazy waterproof phone. It's very impressive, honestly.
Yeah.
Like 6 months, around 10 feet of water, it's just crazy. 2 other ones at Cultus, they were both charged when I found them. The guys had lost them the day before. But yeah, I jumped in and I just clicked the button and it turned on underwater and there's a background of a dog on it and it was just super funny.
So I guess after this whole ordeal, what's the big lesson you've learned?
Back up your phone. Always get hooked on it. I don't know, I assumed, because the last backup I did was like on iTunes, and that was really lengthy, but I didn't know that now you could still just do it on the phone, just go on iCloud and then just subscribe to it and then it backs up for you. So definitely very easy, very affordable process. And if you're ever out where you might drop your phone, put it in a zip pocket, just don't take it on the water.
It's reassuring to know that if your iPhone dunks into a shallow beach or pool, it has a chance of surviving. But that doesn't mean you should be careless, because despite there being people like Clayton around, 6 months is still an awful long time to be without a phone. Thank you for joining us at this MAC address from the shores of Cultus Lake, British Columbia. Now, I'm curious if you yourself have had any tales of an iPhone surviving, or maybe not surviving, a dunk underwater. Feel free to share them in the comments below.